Welcome to F1 with DRS. I am DRS. I'm joined by Jethro in England, Charlie and Matt in the studio. And what a commute it was. Let's start with the morning commute. LA, we are live in Chopper 7. What happened?
Oh, God, that was a nightmare.
Well, let's just say for the record, you're always early. You're an early person, so I can only imagine how searing this experience was for you.
So I'm not that offended when someone else is late.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much I hate more than myself being late.
Sure.
It makes me so stressed, and the anxiety is through the roof. Even if it's like 2 minutes. I like to be 3 minutes early.
Okay, now as you've witnessed, I'm okay with being late. But the reason I feel like I can match your ire this morning is that I actually left so early. I was so proud of myself as I was walking out to the truck. I'm like, I'm going to be like 25 minutes early. I'll shoot the shit with Matt. I'll hear about his trip. This is excellent. Then I hop on that 101. And like you, I'm like, what has happened? Eventually, I discover there is a brand new full-size GMC truck on its side, perfectly on its side, taking up 3 lanes of the 101. And this dude just hanging next to his truck on his phone, like pretty chill.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty nonplussed by the whole experience.
Probably like a work truck that he was not responsible for?
No, it was like the Denali vert. It was like a very nice $68,000 truck sitting perfectly on its side. Jethro.
I feel like we need some independent verification that you left early, point A.
Well, look, if I beat Charlie, you know I left very early.
I wasn't going to be early, but Erica left at like 6 a.m. to go to Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So I had to work this morning, had the boys, and then come in here. So I was right on schedule, which would have put me here a little early. And I was like, oh, I nailed this morning. Piece of cake. And then just dead stopped.
Yeah. And for me, it was a great reminder that expectations are resentments waiting to happen. Because this fantasy I had of being early and how much fun it was going to be and how
ultimately
relaxed.
You were just right on time, which is great.
I was like, I was 7 minutes early. Just enough time to read some terrible comments on a post and get in an even shittier mood.
Yeah. Love that.
Well, I believe Matt's been there since sometime last night.
Yeah, I got here last night.
Yeah.
It was interesting because Charlie said 3 minutes early is the goal. I'm 20 minutes early always. Or I'm having anxiety if I'm close to 15.
Yeah, okay, so Jethro, what's your general MO?
I like the idea of being early, but the reality is I never quite get there. I'm normally about between 3 and 7 minutes late, but I've got, children to blame and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't stress me out hugely because the people I work with generally have this habit of everything extends a little bit anyway. So I think we're all in a nice rhythm together.
This would be another great opportunity for us to explore the cultural differences. What's the overall attitude between coworkers when someone is late? Because if I had to say in the U.S., it's like 8 out of 10 you're pissed. It's not cool, right? Is that accurate or am I over?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everyone always says it's like, oh, you're valuing your time over mine.
Everyone takes it very personal.
Sure, but no. And in fact, I don't mind when someone's a couple minutes late because if I'm there, then it's like I'm almost now early. Like I get
and you
time
have
to
it
just
over them. You always love having something over somebody. Yeah. Okay, so what's the general vibe there?
I'm not sure if it's cultural or generational because like for my dad, for example, if he was ever late for anything, he would probably, fall on his own sword and die.
Shame.
Yeah, just like he couldn't do it. But he can't also be early because that's rude. Because if you're British, you're always worried about being rude in some way, Plus you're British, so you're like, do I really want to go and see this person or have this meeting anyway? Because you'd rather avoid any sort of interaction if possible.
It could get a little intimate on accident.
Yeah. So my dad, even if he was early, even to my house, where he can obviously just let himself in and that would be fine, would wait outside and then knock on the door at the stroke of whatever time he was due to arrive. So I think definitely that generation, lateness is not tolerated. But I think it's changed a little bit. I'm lucky I've never had one of those office type jobs. Can you imagine?
Where someone's appointed job is to monitor what time people arrive. Like there's someone there specifically for that reason.
And the notion that you could get anywhere right on time is just completely ridiculous.
In a very complicated world, especially you factor in the 101 and
like
Los
if you can't be early, but you can't be late.
For you.
just
too stressful. No wonder you don't do anything. It's like, fuck it. There's no way I'll be able to nail that.
What about on the film set? Because my only experience is Top Gear, where we would be asked to be there at 7:30 a.m. and then we'd start filming at 3 p.m. or something.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I've been a little tainted by show business, which is they've never once been ready when they said I should be there to be ready. So, slowly you start kind of trying to add 10, 15 minutes here and there.
I got a question for you guys because I had this debate when I was in Dubai on the preset alarms. I have anxiety about being late. So my preset alarms on my iPhone, I have about 150 preset alarms.
Oh, same.
You were the same.
I have this with Laura. She freaks out because she will only set the alarm she needs for the next
That's
day.
mine,
And
Laura.
I have hundreds for everything from about 4:47 a.m. up to and including 6:05 p.m.
This morning I set 2 alarms before I have to wake up, and I usually wake up at the first one. Then I have an alarm set for when I need to start typing out the jot notes from this episode into actual words. Then I have an alarm that when I need to shower and get ready. I have an alarm that I need to start getting ready to get into the car. Then one that I need to get into the garage to get my car at a certain point. But then there's the person that has that. They think we're crazy. I think they're crazy.
I don't have multiple for my entire day. I just know that whatever time I have to get up, there will be an alarm in my phone already that I can click on.
Well, I'm really glad you detailed it for us, Matt, because if Laura's going to buy a handgun, because if I lived with someone where every 90 seconds an alarm was going, oh, time to brush my teeth. Oh, time to have some toast. Oh, time to put my shoes on. I think you're, I don't know, on the spectrum. I thought I was a 7, but now that I know how you're doing it, I think I'm only a 4. I will say, though, having all these in my phone, it often takes me so much longer to scroll through to find 4:58. I'll be like a 5 p.m. Zoom. I got to put 4. At some point, I'm like, it would be so much quicker to type in a new one, even though it'd be a repeat. Back to the cultural thing, I do want to bring up having worked in Italy to film a movie in Italy. So when I ask you culturally, what's it like to be late? It sounds like England's not too far off from the U.S. And let me preface this by saying Italy's one of my favorite places in the world. What a spectacular country. All the cities are radical. It's so worth whatever expense it takes to get yourself there once in a lifetime. It's heaven. Now, working there, not only were people arriving an hour past call time on the movie set. Sometimes like full departments don't show up for an hour or two after the call time, which that was already quite confusing. But the real knockout punches, you'd be shooting, you're in this great little piazza in Rome. It's hard to get this location. It's a night shoot. Everyone knew it was a night shoot. And they're setting up the next shot, and this is going on for a while. And then the AD asks, okay, turn on the lights. What's that come again? Oh, electric wrap themselves. Okay, but we didn't wrap anyone. Oh, they're gone. They're completely gone. They've left. Okay, so they're gone for the night. Okay, and they didn't tell anyone. Well, let's load up all the actors and get them back to the hotel again. Oh, Transpo wrapped. Okay, Transpo can't wrap. Let me just say, in the film business, transportation can't wrap. They're the people who bring everyone to set and then take everyone home from set. They cannot wrap themselves. And by God, those glorious Italians, they
had it. They were done.
They would just, the Transpo would be like, I'm out of here. That's enough for me today.
They had it. That was it.
Incredible.
They put in their day's work and that's it.
As they determined in their mind was a full day's work, and then they were out.